Hey folks, yeah, I'm making another one today. I see that what I said last night was fairly popular, and I'm glad I thought a lot about it. I'll tell you what I wanted to raise today, because I've had a little back and forth with people on a couple of Facebook lists, and whenever I put anything slightly critical of Trump or the administration, you get those. I mean, people say that they portray them all as stupid and everything else. I don't like to think as them as stupid. I mean, I don't think everybody that voted for Trump is stupid, but there are those elements that makes you wonder, where they're at. And this one woman puts up a little gif of him. They rarely debate or discuss anything. They just put up little gifs because they're not really capable. This element, this crazed MAGA crowd, cult is what it is. They're not capable really of explaining their ideas verbally. But so she puts up a thing about it and this, that, and the other. And I happened to look at her Facebook page, and she's got a Charlie Kirk memorial and everything else. And I thought about this Charlie Kirk. I mean, any thinking worker would just have to look at how he got where he was. And of course, nobody with any in their right mind should support the assassination of the man or anything like that. But he was a vicious enemy of working people. He was backed by billionaires. I mean, what person thinks that billionaires and anything they're involved with is good for working class people? Really? And so she puts up this thing. I see that's on her page and everything else. And then, they wonder why why people of colour accuse him of being racist. Well, Kirk was a racist, and I'll give you an example. I watched a show, and it was a video made by a guy named Tatum. I think he was Art Tatum's, the guy that played for the Raiders' son. He's involved in one of these bizarre Christian groups. This American version of Christianity, most hateful, horrible version of Christianity, and he supports Kirk, and everything else. And this one of the times when Kirk was answering questions, and there was a young black man saying, "Yeah, we're different, and this, that, and the other, and black people and white people." And Kirk is saying to him, and it all sounds very nice, that there's no difference between us. Our DNA is the same. We're all the same. Blah blah blah. And this was put up by Tatum, and part of it to show that. Look, he's not a racist. He's saying we're all the same. Well, we are all the same. That's very good. But we're not all treated the same in society. I mean, I'm not treated the same as the average white American with an accent. I have an accent that is generally very popular in this society. People don't look at me and say, fuck off back to England. Generally, sometimes Irish Americans have, but some of them are, they've lost they know nothing about Irish history, a lot of them. But very, very rare. It's very, very rare. If I'm black, if I'm Mexican, Latino, from the Central America, there's a different ball game. And so we're not all treated the same. So Kirk's saying, yes, oh look, we're all the same, but we're not all treated the same. And he wears that shirt with the did you earn it? DUA or whatever, as opposed to a DEI, right? This is did you earn it? Do you know how profoundly racist that is? I mean, black people work for 200-300 years without wages in this country. And I mean, it's so profoundly bloody racist. And if you don't understand that, it's not. See, the real racism is not just about calling somebody a name. It's a systemic crisis, part of the system that bears down on people. I think I've said before, I've had black friends that have told me they've never been experienced racism from a white person, or never been called bad name, but they felt it through housing, education, and in the systemic way. In this town, they couldn't buy houses. They couldn't get into a home. In this town I live in now, it was on 60 Minutes once as the most racist town in America. And that's to do with economics as well. You got to be careful. Those two are connected. And think about it with women too. When women are treated as if they just got the job because of this, or they didn't earn it. But this phrase, did you earn it? Most women's labour is unpaid. Women have been the backbone of any society. They've raised the children. They've raised our kids. They don't get paid for that. That comes out of the ways that the capitalist pays for the male worker. Now, of course, it's different to live the way a white American trade union worker lived in the early 50s to the late 50s and 60s. To live like that today, you have to have 2 paychecks. It costs you God knows a fortune just to send your kids to childcare so you can go to work. It's grueling in this country for American families. But this woman puts this up, and never mind the fact that this guy's a billionaire, his wife. It's all a business. It's the Christianity business, you know. It's hard. I don't like to insult them, but they are off their rocker. And when I see the situation with the war now, and I made this one yesterday, and with what's going on, there should be well, I've got to be careful here. YouTube won't allow me. There was an attempt to get. Well, there was a successful attack on the Congress when Trump was president, which he supported and instigated, and a much more popular general one against this war and against the policies of the American government would be a positive and a positive thing, because it would be for the good of working people, and you know, it's just sad that there's no. I just got a whole thing about the May Day Now movement and stopping work on May Day, but I see no demands for anything in it. And to protect our democracy, it's a bit abstract, you know. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to say. It's such a profoundly racist thing to say that to anybody, particularly a black person whose contribution, that group of people, their contribution to the wealth of this society was phenomenal. Anyway, I hope that it's got a bit off my chest anyway.